Yay, we got it. Instead of halfway through. Okay, very cool. All right. Yeah. So I'm gonna have you be our motivational minute. So if you want to read the quote and share your thoughts on it.
I'm not prepared for this. Your passion is waiting for your courage to catch up.
Yep.
I mean. What?
Throw some balls.
I mean, you just have to go for it. It's the room like God sent you there. That's all I can tell you. I don't know.
I love it. Yeah, because there's sometimes, I mean, we're all passionate about something. Well, I mean, I hope that we're all passionate about something, or that you have something, and maybe a lot of things that you're passionate about. There may be one or two things that you're passionate about.
In theory.
In theory. But sometimes we hide behind, am I courageous enough to go after it? Am I deserving of it? Or blah, 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 right? But it's a matter of just like, you just go, F it, right? Hey, I'm doing this. And that's creating the courage. Have that belief, have that understanding that, hey, it's going to work out, right? So just have that courage and that belief to go after your passion. Fair enough?
Fair enough.
And I just want to add, always be open to receive. You guys hear me say this all the time. Be open to receive the greatness, the business, or whatever from wherever they come from. Because typically it comes from unexpected ways. Unexpected. If we're out there doing our prospecting, we're doing our visualization, we're doing our work, blah, 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 right? If we're doing it with it being intentional and purposeful, the shedizzle just comes, right? It comes. You can't, you can never second guess it, right? Like, for example, I'll just share, I mean, I had a friend of mine that I've known for 20 years. I would have never expected in a gazillion years that they would reach out to me and say, hey, Stephanie, we need your help. Right? You're the only person that we trust. Bless you. Right? Yeah, thank you. Right? And it was touching, right? And it's just, you just never know when those phone calls are gonna come. And it's just like, just be open to receive whatever things that are coming your way, because they're all coming your way. Don't create that block, right? Because you guys are working too damn hard to block anything that's coming your way. Okay, so there we go. Next, so welcome to the KW family. We've had 4 new since our last team meeting. So Gus de la Peña, he is on the, there you are. Wait, no, that's not him.
It says Gus. It says Gus.
Well, no, I know Gus is on here. I just don't know.
I'm here.
There you are. There you are. Okay. Wait. Welcome. We're super excited to have you here. Cindy Manier. I don't know if I said her last name right. What? Okay. Cindy, and then Denise Gonzalez. Welcome. And Fellini. So she is actually getting ready to move to California from Texas. So we have her, and then Astrid. She was like, am I gonna go? No, I'm not. I'm just staying put. All right, so welcome to the Keller Williams Calabasas family. We're super excited to have you all. So thank you. All right. Oh, Ray Rodriguez. So he has quite a few months of earning that 100% commission. So it's super exciting. So job well done, Ray and Lucram. Okay. All right, so just as a reminder, May 11th is Red Day. Oh, okay. We have Red Day shirts, right? This one can be perceived as. Well, see. All right. So anyway, we have, for those of you that didn't get Red Day shirts last year and you don't have one this year or whatever, we're $15. So you can see J.D. at the front, but we're super excited. I'll go into more details of that, but please plan on being here at 10 a.m. on May 11th. And then we got the official dates of Mega Camp in Austin, Texas. So August 15th and the 16th, I don't know exactly why they put it in the middle of the week, but they did. Right, so if you want to get there a little bit earlier, but 15th and 16th, would love to see you all there because it's always great information and a ton of fun. Right, and then we always have our Forward Living group dinner, and then I'll give you the details of our Bahamas trip. Wow. Okay, I'm going without y'all then.
I'm totally going. Woohoo!
Yeah, so I'll give you the details on that, but it's October 11th through the 15th. Okay, so here's our Red Day information. We're supporting Together We Rise and James Storehouse. We've already bought, how many boxes did we buy? Anyone?
30.
How many?
30.
Oh, nice. Okay, we bought 30 boxes. So want to make sure that you guys are all here. Ben, you were here last year when we were doing the coloring. We had so much fun. And
It was awesome.
yeah, it was really great. We decorate their little hero boxes or whatever. So just want to make sure that you guys are all here. And please make sure it's on your calendar. And yes, of course, we provide food and booze. Okay. So whatever it takes to motivate y'all.
Like Tim Rose said, getting to get the receiving process. Absolutely. Getting where we can, whether it's one day out of the whole year or getting, throughout the day. It really does get so much more coming back your way than just that one day or those 2 hours. Give up 2 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours. It's unfound what you can receive back just by getting back in those different plays.
Yeah.
Lessons, whatever it is that you're looking for.
Yeah, absolutely. And like Marcia said, hey, Marcia, is there anything that you want to add to our Red Day thing? Okay, anyway, they were super excited that we're coming back, right? Because we had a lot. And so if any of you want to donate and have us purchase more boxes, like I said, the office went ahead and bought the first 30. So if anyone else wants to, they're just $30 a box. So super excited to have you all with us again on that. All right, it's broker moment with President Pisani.
I can imagine what the boxes look like after some of the alcohol is.
It's a Jackson Pollock.
Yeah. Yeah, well, said to Stephanie, I don't know what I'm gonna talk about, but I feel that I need to remind everybody how to exclude a listing, because I have been talking to agents out of all of my offices who said, okay, so I have this thing and I've excluded. Well, did you send the paperwork in, or did you, how did you do that? And no, I didn't do that. It's like, well, then you didn't exclude it according to the MLS. So here is the deal. You're taking a listing and you're excluding it from the MLS. You have not marketed it. So if you're excluding it from the MLS, you have to, within 2 days of that contract being fully executed, and the SCLM, which is signed by me, which you can exclude for the entire listing period, and that can always be changed, or you exclude it for a certain number of days or weeks, you have to have pictures taken or whatever. Within 2 days, that has to be going forward with CRMLS, that has to be registered within 2 days. Failure to do that will result in a violation of late listing report. And I am here to warn you, ChrisNet SRAR was a little warm and fuzzy. CRMLS, the biggest MLS in the country, is not going to be so warm and fuzzy. So after the trial period, you will get violation. And there's nothing you can do about it. So please make sure that you're excluding your listings correctly with the MLS they still require you to send in the paperwork. The first, last page and the SCLM are sent into the MLS compliance within 2 business days. After 2 business days, you're late and there's a violation. And I have to say, in the last year or so, the MLS has been really cracking down on violations. Because I get copies of them. You're gonna get, if you're with the MLS, I say, take care of this to avoid further violation. Because if you ignore a violation, it's another violation on top of that. So please know how to exclude a listing. And when you exclude a listing, that listing can only be marketed within your own office. Just because I'm the broker for 4 offices, they're all different corporations. And it doesn't transfer over to other offices. So, there are any questions about excluding a listing? Yes.
So if it's excluded, we have to send the paperwork to them. If it's not, so we go just a normal.
If you're with SRAR, ChrisNet, starting May 1st, and they're actually telling you to do it now, you have to register it. They don't want to see the paperwork.
Excluded and included doesn't matter.
Exclude.
Excluded, we send it, included doesn't.
No. Excluded, you no longer send the paperwork. If you're an SRAR and your MLS is changing to CRMLS, you have to register it. I did a class on registering. My last class was registering. There are copies of it somewhere in the Ethernet. So talk to Bree, she'll know where to find it. So I went over how to register a listing, and that excludes it.
So the property is already excluded now. Do I have to register it?
No, you shouldn't have to.
Okay.
No, because there's this kind of grace period that they're overlooking. Anybody else? Anybody have any other questions while I'm here? Well, hey, it's a rarity. And for those of you who came to the golf, that's why I can. The golf tournament yesterday, thank you for joining, and the casino night. It was, I think it was fun.
That was fun.
All right, so thank
Food
you for
was
the
great.
support. Yeah. All right, great,
Awesome.
thank you.
All right, thank you, Rich. Woo. Give it up for Rich.
I'm Nick's brother.
So funny. That's from his installation party. We got to meet Rich's
My older brother.
older brother.
Yes. Yeah, later today, 4 o'clock, I've been asked to do another class on buyer broker agreement and all the new forms that go with that. And for some reason, nobody can find the recording, so if I don't say, oh, I'm gonna record it, just like Stephanie said, someone remind me to record it.
Yeah.
So yes.
It's tomorrow afternoon, not today.
No, it's today. Oh, tomorrow. Yes, yeah, tomorrow, Wednesday. Sorry.
We're off.
My days are all.
Awesome. So please, okay, Rich does 2 classes a month. That's it. Right? But take advantage of it. We have a wealth of knowledge right here in our office with Rich Pisani. Please always attend his classes. Right? Because I guarantee you, huh?
If you can't attend to watch them, because I do.
Hey, Rich, I'm telling them to attend. Okay?
You will have questions.
Yes. So, yeah, so you'll have questions. So, but yeah, just take advantage of it, please. Yeah, because the more you engage, the more information you get. There's always, even if you think you know everything, which I guarantee you don't, right? So, and I don't mean that mean, right? Because I learned something new from Rich every flipping day. So we always want to be growing, because things are always changing, things, we just need to know. You just never know when there's gonna be that, oh my God, I had this experience, so on and so forth, et cetera, et cetera.
That's where your quote of the day comes in, it's your passion exceeds your courage, or your passion waiting for your courage to catch up. Like, the more confident you are, the more courageous you can be to take on difficult opportunities, right? Like, I'm here waiting, like, oh, I don't know. Well, if you're so solid with the contract, and you don't care who you talk to or how you put it together, so you're gonna have the confidence to say, okay, this is how we're protecting our buyer. Oh, this is how we're protecting our seller. This is how we're answering these deals, and that's where your courage starts catching up with your passion.
Sure.
For whatever it is that you're going after.
Yeah, and then he said it much more eloquently than I did. I'm just like, get your ass there. All right, thank you. Okay, Cindy and Christine Wheeler.
Christine, take it away.
Hi, everybody. Wait, hold on a second. Cindy, do you have the book there?
No.
Ah! Okay, well,
It's on her bedside.
okay, so the new flyers going out. It's gonna be May 16th. All marketers are liars. Oops, I mean, tell us stories. And so that is a new book. We are doing something a little bit different. Now that the book club is kind of in the middle or the third week of the month, instead of waiting till the first, as soon as the book club, like a little few days before the current book club meeting, we are trying to order the books to have them in a timely fashion so that, everybody has time. Oh, thanks, Stephanie. Everybody has time to, read the book. Jay Dean has some extra copies there of the 10 that we were giving away for the office. I don't know how many, but I won't be able to attend, but Cindy will be leading our group. Yay, Cindy. Thank you so much. If you guys have any questions, give me a call.
All right, awesome. Thank you, thank you.
Bring the books, Cindy.
Do you have anything that you wanted to share or add to that? No?
Calm.
Yeah.
More
Be
than
there. Okay, Lisa had to, she has an appointment that she's at, but anyway, thank you again to Calabasas Escrow. She's gonna, we're gonna get a class in the calendar, but Lisa and Brian have been absolutely amazing. We're having at least about 50 to 60% capture rate, which is awesome, and we'll continue to increase that number for sure. And then I'm getting a personal experience with it, and so far it's been absolutely amazing. And speaking of that, I just wanted to share with you, I think at the beginning of our last meeting, I think it was, when, okay, January and February is a little rough, to say the least, right? March started picking up a little bit, and then, really over the Easter holiday, the end of March, beginning of April, we've seen a significant increase in business, right? So that means that you all have been working your tushies off, right? And doing the things that you need to do on a consistent basis. There's starting to be more listings from the office, even though, like, I just pulled stats this morning for in the MLS, and we're still, obviously lower in listings than everybody would like. We still have the inventory. However, if you're talking to people, we're really experiencing more seasonality, coming back to more of a regular market. But you guys hear me talking about take advantage. A lot of the people are saying take advantage from March to September. Really take advantage of what's happening right now. We don't know, there's always that uncertainty, that don't buy into it, right? Just keep doing everything that you're doing, because there's people that are looking to rent, there's people looking to buy, so on and so forth. You can convert renters into buyers. But I just want to let you know, really, it was dismal in February. We have 311 agents here, right? We took 8 listings in February. It's like, what the hell? Right? But then we doubled it in March to 16, right? So that's great numbers, so it's like, oh, okay, and it's just our office, it's everywhere that you talk to us. I mean, I have my title peeps here, right? They can what's the word? Vouch. Yeah, thank you for those numbers, right? So far, in April, and we still have basically, what's today, 25th, we have 5 more days. We've taken 35 new listings this month. So congratulations. Right, and this is what we get turned in, right? Sometimes we don't find out about things till later, so but make sure that wherever Rick went, that you do what you have to do. And we have 48 new open escrows. So that's awesome. And when you have those numbers, that's based on the work that you've been doing in the past 90 days. Right? So remember, we're on a 90-day cycle. So what you do today, you reap the rewards later with consistent, persistent behavior. You can't, and just like you, Sanaz decided to start working again. I love you. Right? So it doesn't matter. I'm just like, start doing the shit, right? And then it will come. And so here she is opening escrow. She took a listing, and then those sellers are looking for another buyer. I mean, looking for a place. So 3 transactions right there, just because you started having the consistent, persistent behavior. So I say that because it always happens. The deals come, right? So make sure that you're being consistent with your contacts, however you go about making those contacts. I don't care if it's networking. I don't care if it's phone calls, text messages, whatever the case may be, just keep doing what you're supposed to be doing, right? What else was I gonna say? Something, but I'm super proud of you. I love you. And you guys just keep doing what you're doing. Like Lynette, she's just like, you all are, right? You're making things happen. There's something else. Oh, that's what I want to say as well is when you get traction, right? When you start having people getting your leads and all that kind of stuff, don't stop doing the activity that got you there. Right? Because there's a lot of time, like you have 3 listings right now. Almost, yeah. 2.5. Yeah, but so there's, like I said, there's just a lot of stuff, but when you start getting, your listings and your bio stuff, be okay with the chaos. How many of you have heard me say that all the time? Be okay with the chaos, right? Be okay with the chaos. Don't stop doing what got you there. Right? Because then you're going to be this type of agent. Right? So you just want to be consistent, persistent. So with that said, I'm just super, super proud of each and every one of you, regardless of how tough it is or not tough it is or whatever, you're still doing the daily activities and having that belief and doing the support from one another. Speaking of, since you're here, Michael Pichette, tell us, so what's your feeling kind of in the commercial land with you guys?
I feel that right now, everywhere you turn, the opportunity, like, buyers that always need to buy, regardless of their scenario.
Yep.
Sellers that want to take advantage of downhill slide right now as much as they can. Everybody knows it's moving away, and then we have a looming recession in the next 6 months. Sellers are going to want to sell. They want to take advantage of it before they lose X amount of money, in the very near future. So I feel like this office specifically and in my world, people want to sell right now. They're just like a little bit of a push, but you have a whole lot of opportunity in front of you in the next 90 days.
Yep. So really, I mean, just muster up. So thank you, Michael, because it's absolutely true. Because if you guys just muster up the energy, right, and just say, okay, I'm going to double, triple down on my activities over these next 90 to 120 days. Trust me, your winter won't be so bad, right? You'll have a phenomenal summer. So just do it because people are making moves. Just like, I had a conversation with Chris at Beacons yesterday, and he's like, I just had a conversation with, Rachel, because I'm like, hey, I need to get the sellers. We have to put some stuff in storage, so on and so forth. And he goes, what's amazing right now is that like he has 5 projects just in the Oaks at this moment, right? And he was saying most of my conversations that I'm having with people are moving out of the big houses. Right? He goes, most of my stuff is 6,000, 7,000, 8,000, 10,000 square feet homes that I'm having these massive projects with. So don't don't, remember we talked about the story in your head, so don't create a story in your head about what you think someone's doing or not gonna do. Right, just make the phone calls, reach out to everybody that you can. And have those conversations. Anybody want to add what I'm talking about?
Well, I'll add that I've been busier than ever with pre-approvals. So obviously that's the beginning of the pipeline for you guys, you know, they come to me if they're finally interested in getting pre-approved. And they're finally sending me their docs, that means they're getting ready to do something.
Yeah.
And of course, it's first time home buyers are big. And I would not, even if you're talking to people who are homeowners, they may have kids who want to buy homes. They may have other family members who want to buy homes. I would definitely talk to them about first time home buyer programs. Just the mention of that gets people interested.
And then 20% is gone, the money run out.
20% is gone, but there are other very, very interesting programs out there.
Yeah, but FHA, you still have 97% and the 3% can come from a gift from a friend or family still, right?
That is correct. I'm gonna be talking about that.
So there you go, control the narrative.
Yeah, because people are moving, like Lynette wrote an offer, what, a couple days ago? And, 10 offers on the house. I mean, we're seeing multiple, I mean, it's just crazy, right? So like I said, don't buy into the narrative of thinking, okay, we're in a shit market, da, 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 da. It is what it is. There's always some definition to the market, right? We can define it however we want. Go out and talk to the people who are looking to buy and sell, because they're out there.
I have not met the demand.
Huh?
Simple. Supply hasn't met demand. Cost of rent is almost equal to just eating and buying more, getting mortgage and buying a house. Real estate appreciates 4% a year on average. Rule of 72 divided by 4 equals 18. Your home doubles on average in 18 years. Our bank accounts don't do that. I mean, there's so many things that we can plan and tend to if we open our minds up to what's really going on and look out 10, 20. I mean, no crystal ball.
Yeah.
They were set on the moon. I mean, whatever you're listening to, and
Yeah.
You gotta look at their personal organization. Is their job rocking? Are they having money saved? Are they renting at $7,000 a month? A lot of cases that our clients they're opted in. They move out on their own. It's $6,000 to rent a house in Middle Park. So it's not getting any cheaper. And when you look at the numbers, interest rate is what it is. So tell me your story of what you're gonna do if you don't make this. And then let them self-discover those things, be that coach and consultant in their giant world.
Well, it's ironic to tail on that. I mean, when you're having discussions with renters that are reluctant to pull the trigger because of interest rate, when in actuality, we've always discussed, and you've heard me say this ad nauseum, is the interest rate on rent is 100%. You can't write it off interest, you're not building equity. So, I always give a little pushback when you can't fix it. And you can't fix it. You can't fix it. Right.
No control.
And- Right, so, Jason Abrams said it best, and so did Philip, real estate industry is the only industry that's okay with other people telling our story. The more we tell our story, the more we can push back on the apprehension that's out there in the market. Our job as educators to guide and help advise, so families make the best decision for themselves. And you don't, as Cindy would say, you don't live in rate, live in payment. Rate is psychological, payment, PITI, right? So crush it. There you go.
Amen.
I'll shut up, sorry.
No, never.
Philip started it.
Okay, yeah. Philip, it's all your
I
fault.
love you, baby.
All right, the morning mindset is so awesome. We're getting more and more people on our morning mindsets from 8 to 8:30. So please join us for that. Did Ellen or Jasmine have anything you want to say about real estate safety?
Jasmine does.
There you go, Alan.
Hi, guys. This month, our tip is the importance of the buddy system. If you're out there meeting new clients or you have a little bit of apprehension, not quite sure who you're meeting with, we tend to get a little bit more relaxed when business is sparse and we're eager, or when business is stacked. So utilize the buddy system. Personal thing that I do is I usually have my clients send me a copy of their driver's license with photographs. So I have that on the back end, let people know where I'm going and take somebody along for the ride. It's important that, you kind of have an exit strategy available to you. And if something doesn't feel right, follow your gut. And that's it.
That's right. Woo-hoo. Thanks, Jennifer. And thanks, Alan, for
welcome.
your contribution as well. Oh, look at that, Jerry Ferris. Right. So you guys all met him last week with Clearmark Title. Do you have anything that you want to share?
Well, we've got Saturday.
Hello,
everybody. I'm Jared with Clearmark.
Your rooms.
Oh, settle down. I've tried so many times. First of all, congratulations on all of you that are still out there working very hard, as you point out. And open houses are busy, so there's a lack of inventory still out there. I don't know if you follow La Familia. There's a great social media. Philip who puts out some really great information. He was talking about this weekend. So we've been opening tons of orders at Clearmark, and we've been busier than ever. We're here to help with social farming and setting up the farming. Can you do that? And then we have the expo on Saturday, the Brokers Expo, and we'll be here to help agents, and we're here to kind of talk about how we can assist you guys grow your business and be here to help you in any way. But it seems like there's an uptick. We're very excited for everybody. So if you need us, we're here to help, and I always appreciate the time.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Greg. All right, Miss Cindy Tenzin, House America Financial.
Hey, so I wanted to tell you about an interesting phenomenon. Okay, so last time I told you that we're now the cool thing is these down payment assistance programs. Who would have thought, I never wanted to do them. Now I'm doing them all the time. But there's a new cool thing this week. It's another one that I didn't think I'd have to, it would ever come to the forefront, but here it is. Remember that FHA? Who would have thought? Have you guys heard in the news about the LLPA pricing adjustments?
Yeah.
A lot of people have been asking about it. So on conventional loans, the loan level pricing adjustments have been changed to now, there is a group of people, usually the ones with the better credit, who are subsidizing a lot of borrowers who have less good credit. And they are paying a premium, whereas the others are getting a reduction. It's kind of nutty. Nobody really understands it. But the important kind of takeaway from that is when you price a conventional loan today, it sucks. It's in the 7s with points. But I priced a FHA loan recently. Condo, 700,000 purchase, 20% down, great credit. On the conventional side, it was 7.5 plus 1 point. For an FHA, it's 6 1/4, 6 and 8, no points. Now, it does have MI, even though it's 20% down. The MI costs $200 a month, but even so, the payment is $200 a month less than the conventional loan. So I'm going FHA all day. So what I want to talk about today is what's an FHA? What's the difference between an FHA and a conventional? And I want you to pay close attention on both the buy side and the sell side, because I think it's super important not to be afraid of this loan. I don't want you, if you have a listing, to say, oh, it's an FHA offer. I don't know about that loan. I don't think I should take it. And I don't want you to be afraid to put your borrower in making offer. So here's the scoops. Loan limits are the same. You go up to $1,089,300. The MI on an FHA is for the life of the loan. So, but it's often, they've adjusted the MI premium, and it's actually less than most of the conventional, unless you have very high credit, most of the conventional rates. So the MI is not nearly as bad as it once was. And of course, with any FHA loan, you can and will refinance out of it as soon as it makes sense. Now, a lot of people ask me, how soon can I refi? It doesn't, it depends on whenever the rates are better, and there's a reason to refi. There's no waiting period. There's no, I have to be in it for a year or anything like that. The FHA is designed for low to moderate income and first-time home buyers, yet there is no income restriction. Anybody can get that loan who can fit into those parameters. But I think because it's designed for that is why it's priced low and why nobody's checking around with it. There is a 90-day flip rule, which means that if a house was purchased within the last 90 days, you cannot buy it with an FHA loan. It has to be 90 days or more. Okay, so these are the things I think that sellers worry about with FHA loans. Termites, there's no termite report required. The only way that would become an issue is if the appraiser calls out termite damage, and if there's found to be some, then it'll have to be fixed. Same with lead-based paint. This is another thing. The only thing I would suggest if you are on the sell side is to just check the exterior, mostly interior too, for that matter, for any peeling or chipping paint, and just take a scraper and get that peel out of there. Because if the appraiser takes photos or calls out peeling paint, then it will need to get fixed. Condos is the other area that is of concern, because the condo should be FHA approved. However, if it's not, then the lender can do a single unit approval, which is exactly the same as a regular condo approval. The only kind of difference or nuance, I guess, that might disqualify it is if there's more than a 10% concentration of FHA loans in that condo community, then it won't get approved by FHA.
Or also high rental.
Uh,
Owner occupied.
But that's normal.
Yeah.
That's for anything, any condo approval, so yes. FHA loans do not take longer to process. It's the same terms as everything else. They're not more risky, unless perhaps the property is in disrepair. That might be the only way that it might be a little bit iffy, because the appraiser is more likely to call things out. And in essence, there's nothing to be afraid of with an FHA loan. So be prepared to have more people being put in them now because the rates are good. What are you gonna do? Questions?
Yes. Can you refinance to conventional after?
You can refinance anything you want,
From FHA
whenever
to
it makes
conventional?
sense, yes.
FHA, the pool has to be filled.
I don't think so, but I don't know. So if that's something, if that's a need to know question, let me know, I'll research it for you. I mean, I would think it would have to be gated if it wasn't filled in some way. I don't know.
Yeah, it needs to be filled. I want to do the pump doesn't have to work, you just have to see water. We're personal experience.
Okay.
So we'll have to fill, let's deal, well, as long as I see water, then I can take a picture.
Wow.
Filled it, we had it filled with water, and we disclosed that the full pump wasn't working, and they still went with everything, so that was that.
Proof that there's a workaround for everything. Anything else?
Is there, with 80% down, they're still requiring the upfront MIP as well, correct?
Yes, From MIP is always.
And the
required, but
annual.
We do get to finance it, which is. On the what thing?
40 M's.
No.
Yeah, it's typically fixed for 30 and over 40 doing 30, but we're not seeing it coming to the market.
What about that? I don't know if it's been passed or not, but if your credit score is higher, 60 years higher, you need to part more. And if your FICO score is under, it's 40, you get a discount on your rate here.
That's the LLPA adjustments, and that may be true on the conventional, but I mean, on the FHA, it might affect your debt ratios. Oh, and I forgot to mention that.
Yeah,
FHA, it does have,
no, I was gonna ask, can you remind what the back end debt ratios are on FHA?
so on the conventional loan, usually you can't go over 49% debt ratio, but on a FHA, it's a 47 front end and a 56 back end typically. If you have a lower FICO, they won't probably let you go quite that high, but yeah. It's good. And they're more forgiving about things like 2-year work history and stuff. There's a little bit more leniency in that.
Still primary residence, right?
Primary 1 to 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that you're bringing this topic up. I mean, there's a lot of uncertainty in the past month with lending, and historically FHA loans have kind of been, you know, cast aside with negative connotation, but reality is FHA loans are self-insured paper. That's why the rates are so low. They're traded differently than agency loans are. So they're more forgiving on debt to income. So if you have a client that is tight and you're on the other side, I would be wide open to an FHA loan, especially in today's lending market, because you know it's going to perform. Investors know it's going to perform. Lenders know it's going to perform.
It's
a win-win.
in-house typically, so there's not any extra hoops or anything for us to go through. And if you're on the sell side, please feel free to run any multiple offers by me. I'm more than happy to look at it and tell you, yeah, this one's good, this one's not, this one's a little bit trickier than this one, whatever.
And what's the loan limit again on FHA?
$1,089,300.
And that's up to 97% loan to value, correct?
Yeah.
And remind the audience, the 3% can come as a gift from a friend or family.
Yes.
How are they underwriting that? Are they pretty lenient, or do they require?
It's easy.
It's easy breezy. So you're looking at 100% financing up to 1 million. That's insane.
Yeah.
Insane. Mainly good.
And it's so funny because, you know, now we have so many of these down payment assistance programs that somebody came to me, wanted to get pre-approved and wanted to know all their options. Well, that means I had to do all the work, like 6 times or, you know, whatever. And then when I was done, they said, well, what about the FHA? And I thought, I didn't even do that one. And then when I did it, I was like, holy shit, this is the best time.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, I gotta remember to price out FHA with everyone that I do now. So, yeah, it's a good one.
Is it 1,080,000, Cindy is the limit?
Yeah, 1,089,300.
And 32 cents.
Thank you.
Great.
Awesome, that was great. Thank you so much.
That's a great counter, by the way, from the side, you counter that the buyers do all FHA required. So, you know, fill a pool, don't put it on your seller, put it on the buyer up front. You know, there's being paid, you're gonna call it out, put it on the buyer up front. You know, say, hey, we'll go with your loan, we'll go with your appraisal period, when you go with all this stuff, and the FHA doesn't need to protect the buyer. In the event that they need to cancel, you can't even hold their money hostage, right? So all the work that they're gonna do is on them, and if the escrow fails, they don't hold the seller liable. All those repairs are now part of the seller. Yeah. If you're a next number, you're gonna VA and FHA, you can back out of the deal on the final hour and still get your EMD back. So beyond, that's the one case on the listing side where there is a, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, we're gonna go with this, they're offering 20K more. Know that the appraiser doesn't just use the income to the area to qualify the value of the home. And they also can get their money back via that FHA addendum. You go to mediation, you go to arbitration. A decent attorney or decent realtor will point out that addendum and off they go.
It's an additional form, correct? Correct.
Awesome, thanks, Philip. So quick question, I haven't been seeing, you know, it's interesting, I haven't been seeing a lot of cancellations either. In our office, are any of you experiencing cancellations? And then I know we've had a couple but then they immediately went back into escrow.
Yeah, that.
But, yeah, it was- sorry, Al.
On the fire side, but that was because of medical emergency.
Mm. No. Oops. Just in time. Okay. All right, awesome. Okay. Who's our next? Oops. Oh, she's on time too. Oh, look at, there are the prices. Okay, who have any of you been to Bahamas before? Like, so flippin' spectacular. So spectacular. So we are staying, and I'll get a formal, whatchamacallit, flyer out to everybody. But the Rio Palace Paradise Island, and it's all inclusive. Adult only. That doesn't mean it's like, that one. Okay. I know, because last time Paul just like, Stephanie, is it one of those resorts? I'm like, no, Paul. No, it's just you have to be 18 years or older. So why do you even know about that? Right? No, it's not a hedonism place or anything like that. So it's Wednesday, October 11th through Sunday, October 15th, single occupancy. If you want to have a room to yourself, is 2,000 and change. Double occupancy is 1,734. So this
Including airfare?
yeah, includes airfare, transportation, all the food, all the drink, da 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 da. And so we set it up early, right? So you can put down a 50% deposit. And then final payment is due, I think, the end of August. So, and I think we blocked. Yeah, full payment is due August 27th.
We just put it in a CDA.
I mean, we can do that too. We'll just take it out of your closing and right? So you have plenty of time to get your passport if you don't have one. Right, but it's super fun. So like I said, it's all inclusive, everything, except for like if you want to buy something or spa treatments or stuff like that. Okay. All right, remember Michael Lewis Marketing Suite. If you need your login, please check with Bree on that. Whoops, wrong way, sorry. My moments, let's see, how much time do we have? We have 9 minutes. Okay. All right. So I just want to go more in on, we've been talking about in our morning mindset, you're putting your plan of action together. And sometimes, you're just like, I don't even know what I'm doing today, right? Well, we need to change that a little bit, but really we have 2 months left in the second quarter, right? The second quarter of the year. Really, we're working on, the final, whatever business you have today will be closing probably by the end of in the second quarter. And then once we get into May, we're going to be working already on third quarter business. So really, it's time to sit back, reflect like, okay, what have I done so far? Right. And really, you guys always hear me talk about the numbers, keep track of your numbers, so you understand and have more predictability to your business. But what I want all of you to do, if you're taking your business seriously, right, just even focusing from now through the end of June, right? From now to the end of June, how many days will you be working? Right? Look at that. How many days will you be working and how many hours will you be prospecting? Right? Doing your lead generating, right? Because you are income producing activities. Role play, script practice, lead generation, lead follow-up, going on appointments, negotiating contracts. That's where you want to spend the bulk of your time. Okay, so how many days? Right now we're getting into this, it's already spring, then we're gonna have graduations and then we're gonna have the summer, blah, 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 et cetera, right? So look at your calendar. Look at your calendar from now until June. Right, end of June. Okay, I'm not going to be working. I'm taking a 4-day weekend for Memorial Day. I'm taking a couple days for Father's Day, a couple days, whatever the case may be. Right, but just plan and say, okay, and then if I want so many deals that I want to, make sure that I'm working on, that's going to take me an hour to prospecting or 2 hours, whatever. Or you could be madmen like the Cochette's team, and you guys are what, 8 hours? Yeah, and then out of that, how many hours are in your prospecting?
Probably service 60% of our day. just the process, and then the other 40 servicing the process.
Mhm.
If there's a buyer or a seller. Across the group, so it's like 60/40.
Yeah.
Because we need inventory to sell. And once you have the inventory on the shelf, then you gotta move. So I really, I give everybody a pass, I dare everybody, I bet everybody in this room. Very simple task. You gotta meet 2 people every day. So I'm asking you. I just wanna hear if anybody surpasses that. I don't care who it is. Gardener, prospect, seller, buyer, anybody. Yo, I'm Carter, there's about 30 acres of palm. Wow. Very crop. So I give everybody that there, meet 2 people per day.
Mhm.
Worry about it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, because it's all about the consistency and you never prejudge, right? Like I mentioned earlier, don't tell a story about what you know, because everyone like, oh, this person's probably doing this, no, stop it. Go with a blank slate and you just have the conversation. It's not forceful, it's not anything, it's a conversation. You're digging for information, you're being the, the surgeon, the counselor, all that kind of stuff. So really, but be intentional. This is how you be intentional about your business. Okay, these are the days I'm working. These are how many hours that I'm going to be doing my income producing activities. Okay. Then also what I want you to do is call every past client and center of influence and ask for a referral, right? Ask for a referral, right? And if you're not, we talked about this too. If you're not calling your past clients or your sphere, okay, and if you don't have past clients yet, you have people that know you. You have people that know you, trust you, love you, so on and so forth. But if you're not calling your people, guess what?
Other people.
Other people are. Okay, we are. I mean this with no disrespect. We're a dime a dozen, right? There are a gazillion of us out there. So you want to, what is it that sets you apart, right, from other people? But with your sphere of influence, what sets you apart from other people? You, right? They know you, trust you, love you. Have a conversation, talk about, do the Ford thing, right? Family, occupation, recreation, dreams. And then take the pressure off yourself of like, oh, I gotta have no other shit to talk about. Blah, blah. No, just have a conversation, right? Just touch with them. Complete your this is part of your mini business plan from now until the end of June. Then you'll make a new one for the next quarter and so on and so forth. Because sometimes if we're focusing on, oh, my goal, here he comes to save the day. Anyway, that's from a movie. Oh, is that anything correct? And not liar, liar? Okay. Liar, liar.
Yeah, and also. And a little bit.
Apparently. No, but if you have a mini business plan, if you focus on it quarterly, then one, it helps you not wait till the last minute. Because how many times do you say, okay, I'm gonna do 24 transactions this year, so that's 2 a year or 2 a month, blah, 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 blah. Then all of a sudden, September hits, you're getting ready for the 4th quarter and you're like, shit, I've closed 3. Now I need to start working. Now, if you break it down and chunk it down, because if we're saying, okay, I have 365 days to do X, Y, Z, then we keep pushing, tomorrow, kick the can. What do you do? Kick the can?
Kick it down the road.
Whatever you got.
Can,
Something
down
about
the
that.
road. Yeah, that's right.
So just
It's
focus
scary
on a
what
little,
we're
just chunk it down, right? So put your mini business plan together, you have many days you're working, hours of prospecting, listing presentations, all that kind of stuff, right? And look at it daily.
I just want to add to
Yeah.
this, keep in touch with your client. So I'm in the middle, I just closed one and I have another that just had all contingencies lifted and I have a $3.8 million listing, all from one of my very first clients that I stayed in touch with. That I met hosting somebody else's open house.
Yeah.
So you gotta, and that's just since 2019, I've been doing this. So that's not a whole lot of time, but we do need to stay in touch and the business does come.
Yeah.
So just saying.
Absolutely. That's awesome. Thank you. Yeah, so definitely complete your mini business plan. Like I said, chunk it down. for those of you that have listings, just do an evaluation of each one. It's like, okay, you know, do I need to do this or are they coming up? Just stay in touch with them to whatever degree that is. And then also do an evaluation of each buyer that you're working with, right? Have, you know, are they pre-qualified? Have things changed? We've talked about this before, like, you know, the interest rates are right? So you could all of a sudden have a pre-qual from 30 days ago, and then maybe it's not the same payment. Because like you say, everything's about the payment. Hey, what do you feel comfortable with? What can I afford? Blah, 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 so on and so forth. Right? So just always do an evaluation, make sure you're calling all of your leads, publish your schedule, get your role play partner. Who's practicing their listing presentation?
Come on, everyone's hand should be up. That's
Like-
your win.
It should be daily, but if not, okay, let me back up. Who all has a listing presentation? Okay, awesome. If you don't have one, get one, okay? You don't want to go to meet with a seller and just completely flip and wing it. Right? That's not what you want to do. So practice your listing presentation. Find an accountability partner if you don't have one. Who all reads a book every day or listens to a podcast? Oh, nice. That's good. That helps with the mindset, right? We need to do everything we can more than ever to keep the emotional and mental bumper pads on, right? And stay out of the noise. How much noise and shit is going on right now? It's like, stop talking. Right? So really, yes,
Do you have a recommendation for the project?
do Ed Milet.
What?
Ed Milet.
Ed, E-D, my lead.
Milet.
M-Y-S. What?
Milet.
Sorry.
No, I was almost went somewhere really bad. Milet.
Oh, okay.
Mylettt. Ed Milet. Okay. Yeah, he's awesome. So what I would do is just make sure that you are controlling your environment, controlling the drunk monkey, controlling, you know, Mike Ferry would always say, you know, your mind is a scary place to be, right? So just be conscientious of what you're putting in here. In your noggin, all right? I know Steve probably has something to say about that. And what is it?
Why not get
Exactly,
monkey?
precisely.
It works, yeah, it works for you. Sometimes we, you know, instead of keeping it simple, we make it more difficult than it needs to be, right? Congratulations.
I told me where my best friends and senior people this are happening. Because they are small. Like a little person.